ain't afraid of your Yahweh. I ain't afraid
of your Allah.
I ain't afraid of your Jesus. I'm afraid of what you do in the name of your God. I ain't afraid of your churches. I ain't afraid of your temples. I ain't afraid of your praying. I'm afraid of what you do in the name of your God. Rise up, find a higher story, free up from the gods of war and glory. Watch out for the threats of purgatory. The spirit of the wind will make a killing of the sin and Satan. I ain't afraid of your Bible.
I ain't afraid of your Torah.
I ain't afraid of your Quran. Don't let the letter of the law obscure the spirit of your love. It's killing us. I ain't afraid of your money.
I ain't afraid of your culture.
I ain't afraid of your choices. I'm afraid of what you do in the name of your God. I ain't afraid of your Bible. I ain't afraid
of your spirit.
I ain't afraid of your teachers. I'm afraid of what you do in the name of your God. I ain't afraid of your Sabbath. I ain't afraid
of your orders.
I ain't afraid of your dances. I'm afraid of what you do in the name of your God. I ain't afraid. I ain't afraid. I ain't afraid. I ain't afraid of your churches. I ain't afraid of your temples. I ain't afraid of your praying. I'm afraid of what you do in the name of your God. Thank you. Thank you for joining us tonight so we can sing and laugh and cry together. We consider tonight being a musical group therapy session for all of us. Our world seems to be turning faster and in very unexpected ways, particularly in the last 2 weeks. However, I have noticed that the wild turkeys in Oakmont are again boldly walking around the community with absolutely no fear of what the standard menu is for Thanksgiving. Maybe there's a lesson for us in that. The legendary songwriter Pete Seeger helps me remember what a perfect world would be like, one we could continue to strive for step by step. We've asked our good friend Deborah and special guest to perform this song with us. Had I a golden thread and a needle so fine, I would weave a magic spell of rainbow design, of rainbow design. And in it I would weave the bravery of women giving birth. And in it I would weave the innocence of children of all the earth, children of all the earth.
and sisters, my rainbow design. I would bind up this sorry world with hand and heart and mind. Hand and heart and mind. Oh, had I a golden thread and a needle so fine, I would weave a magic spell of rainbow design. Rainbow design.
So I don't love airlines in general, but I'm very fond of Southwest Airlines. And here's a story I heard a long time ago about Southwest Airlines. There was a line, there's always a line, at the boarding desk, and everyone's waiting their turn. So there's a guy from 60 Minutes. I won't tell you his name, but his initials are Mike Wallace. Well, he comes charging up to the top of the line, and he says, he has got to get on that plane. It is very important. He has to get to where he's going, toot sweet. So the boarding gate attendant, she says, I'm sorry, these people are ahead of you, and you'll have to get in line. And in a menacing way, Mr. Wallace says, do you know who I am? Well, the attendant gets on the microphone, the PA, and she says, there's a man here who doesn't know who he is. Can anyone help him? Well, Mr. Wallace says, F you, and he doesn't say F. So Wallace says, F you, and the attendant says, there's a line for that too. So I love how people, and especially women, can speak truth to a guy who thinks he is all-powerful. And Chris is gonna, thank you, Southwest Airlines. And Chris is gonna sing about just such a woman.
One, two, three. I can wash out four pair of socks to hang on the line. I can start and iron 2 dozen shirts before you can count to 9. I can slip up a great big dip to 6 and start all over again, 'cause I'm a woman. W-O-M-A-N. I'll say it again. If you come to me sickly, you know I'm gonna make you well. If you come to me all hexed up, I'm gonna break the spell. If you come to me hungry, I'm gonna fill you up with grits. If it's love and you're liking, I'll give you the shivering fits, 'cause I'm a woman. W-O-M-A-N. I'll say it again. I can bring home the bacon, take kids to daycare, and solve a crime. Fix the economy, cure the pandemic, do Wordle in record time. Drive a Tesla, drive a stick shift, drive you right out of your head. Reboot the router, reboot the iPhone, and boot you right out of my bed, 'cause I'm a woman. W-O-M-A-N. I'll say it again, 'cause I'm a woman. W-O-M-A-N. And that's all.
I have to give recognition to Topher Gale we had to modernize the song by adding the last verse.
Well, we give all of the sassy songs to Chris. You'll get some more of those tonight. I wanted to, we're going to do an a cappella song here, but I wanted to thank Lifelong Learning for sponsoring More Joy once again. And we feel that means we need to do some learning in our presentation. So in September, I heard retired history professor, Oakmont resident Andre LaRue talk in this very auditorium at Sunday Symposium. And the topic was race and gender in America. He spoke about the conundrum for enslaved Africans in the Deep South when they were freed at the close of the American Civil War. Many of them did not know where they might go. They had been forbidden to learn to read or write. They had no money, no transportation. They had not even been allowed to formally marry. So many of them just stayed on the plantation. Andre spoke about one particular mother who was freed in Virginia. Her driving goal was to be reunited with her son, who had been sold at an early age and taken from her to be with an enslaver somewhere in Texas. She was determined to find him. Texas is huge, in case you haven't driven 3 days across it, and not close to Virginia. That did not matter to this mother. She started walking and walking and walking to be reunited with her son. We don't know the outcome of this journey, but we feel the love that impelled her to keep walking. Those lives were mine, to love and cherish, to guard and guide along life's way. Oh, God forbid that one should perish, that one, alas, should go astray. Back in the years, with all together, around the place, we'd romp and play. So lonely now, I oftentimes wonder, oh, will they come back home someday? I'm lonesome for my precious children. They live so far away. Oh, may they hear my calling, calling, and come back home someday. I gave my all for my dear children, their problems still with love I share.
I'd brave life's storm, defy the tempest, to bring them home from anywhere. I lived my life, my love I gave them, to guide them through this world of strife. I hope and pray we'll live together in that great glad hereafter life. I'm lonesome for my precious children, they live so far away. Oh, may they hear my calling, calling, and come back home someday.
Thank you. So when we moved to California in 1985, Iris had a little remodeling company in Dallas. She had only ever worked for nonprofit organizations, so naturally, her little remodeling company was also a nonprofit. And then we moved to California, to the peninsula, and my salary as a librarian didn't cover the bills, so Iris stepped up in a big way and made her company more profitable, so much that she hired me to help count beans and to do some hiring. One of the reasons Howl Remodeling was successful was that we found people who worked hard and learned fast. And one of these people was Jose Plancarte. I called him Mr. Plancarte because we already had a Jose on board. We trained young Mr. Plancarte, and he became one of the guys that everybody wanted to have on their job. He started out as an apprentice, and he soon became a carpenter. He was in our 401k. Everyone liked him. His future looked promising. Then somehow his mom was going to be deported back to Mexico, even though Mr. Plancarte had lived in California since he was a toddler. He was also going to be sent to Mexico, where he had never been. We got him a lawyer. We wrote our congresswoman. There was nothing to be done. He was deported. I wonder what will happen to all the Mr. Plancartes who are helping build our country. By the way, this song was written by a Native American woman, Buffy St. Marie.
Welcome, welcome, Emigrante, to my country. Welcome home. Welcome, welcome, Emigrante, to the country that I love. I am proud, I am proud, I am proud of my forefathers, and I say they built this country. And they came from far away to a land they didn't know, the same way you do, my friend. Oh, welcome, welcome, Emigrante, to my country. Welcome home, welcome, welcome, Emigrante, to the country that I love. I am proud, I am proud, I am proud of my foremothers, and I sing about their courage, for they spoke a foreign language and they labored with their hands the same way you do, my friend. Oh, welcome, welcome, Emigrante, to my country. Welcome home, welcome, welcome, Emigrante, to the country country that I love. I'm proud, I'm proud, I'm proud of my forefathers, and I sing about their patience. For the work they did was lowly, and they dirtied up their clothes. They spoke a foreign language, and they labored with their hands. And they came from far away to a land they didn't know, the same way you do, my friend. So welcome, welcome, Emigrante, to my country. Welcome home, welcome, welcome, Emigrante, to the country that I love.
Ann Benson.
Well, the thing about music is you play it and then it's done. And all of us in the band are so happy when we're playing it, whether we're playing for you or we're rehearsing, and I hope that comes across. And then we go home, and except for the earworms that are in our ears for days after the music is done. Painters make paintings and you put them on the wall. Sculptors make sculptures, you bump into them in the night. Musicians get earworms. Well, that's why we're going into a recording studio next month to record some of these songs that we're singing tonight. We're very excited about it. And I hope we'll figure out a way to put them on some kind of medium that most of us can use. 8-track, you think? Anyway, my hope is that that if you like these songs, you can bring them home. We'll have something for you to take home by our next concert, which is May 16th, just in time for the traditional Memorial Day gift giving, right? You can always hope. Here's a song I've been playing for at least 60 years. No kidding. So who knows, maybe it's time to record it. I'm supposed to be doing this while I'm talking, and I just don't manage it. So there we have it.
The water is wide, I cannot get her. Neither have I light wings to fly. Build me a boat that can carry two, and both sorrow. A ship, and she sails the sea. She's loaded deep can be, but not as deep as the love I'm in. love is tender, and love is kind. The sweetest flower when first is new, but love grows on and waxes cold and fades away like the morning dew. The water is wide, I cannot get over. Neither have I light wings to fly. Build me a boat that can carry two, and both shall row, my love and I.
Thank you. That was Deb Ray on flute and Debbie Knapp on piano and accordion. Okay. Ann and I traveled to Atlanta this summer to visit Jimmy Carter's Presidential Library. We have a passion for learning more about our history by visiting American presidential libraries. Atlanta is also the home of Martin Luther King Jr. There's a national park there that includes his former home, the Ebenezer Baptist Church, and Martin Luther King Jr. museums. We attended the Ebenezer Baptist Church for a Sunday morning service. The preacher was Senator Raphael Warnock. He is a minister there. That's his main job, and he considers his job as senator his secondary job. The congregation was racially integrated. It was Children's Day. It was so moving to hear these very self-confident young kids and teenagers speak their thoughts so clearly to an entire congregation. Martin Luther King Jr.'s past sacrifices for social justice have not been in vain.
When I get tired, it's like I was dropped into the sea. You could swim your whole life and be nowhere you want to be. Well, everyone gets tired, and the water is so wide. Then somebody comes and show you the other side. There was a little man, barefoot and frail. He took a walk down to the Ganges, took a lion by the tail. He made a way out of no way. One by one they saw the truth. He was ready when they told him. They said, history chooses you. We see so far in the name of love. We are standing on, in the name of love, the shoulders of giants. One more, in the name of love. And then there was another another lion and a lamb. He walked into the heart of darkness, to the streets of Birmingham. He made a way out of no way. One by one we saw the truth. He was already on the mountaintop. They said, Memphis chooses you. We see so far in the name of love. We are standing on, in the name of love, the shoulders of giants. One more in the name of love. In the name of love. In the name of love. One more in the name of love.
Early morning, April 4th, shots rang out in the Memphis sky. Free at last, they took your life, they could not take your pride. In the name of love, one more in the name of love. In the name of love, one more in the name of love. Oh, 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 oh,
So make a way out of no way. Make their stories live and breathe. And we will never lack for heroes in our darkest hour of need. In the name of love. In the name of love. One more in the name of love.
So, I know that this is kind of a heavy time for all of us, and one of the songs we thought we should sing is Lean on Me. I know that a lot of families, of folks here like myself, did not grow up in a fully functional family of origin. This is not a criticism of our parents. They did the best they could, and somehow we all got through it. But the quest for those of us who grew up in that situation has been to find a family of choice. Friends who have your back, people who treat you like family, and are there for you in good times and bad times to the very end. Unconditional love from others in good times and sad times is a gift we can all experience. Oakmont is full of families of choice. A big part of our thankfulness when Thanksgiving rolls around this year is our gratitude to be part of this community. Sometimes in our lives, we all have pain, we all have sorrow. But if we are wise, we know that there's always tomorrow.
Lean on me when you're not strong. I'm gonna need somebody to lean on.
Please swallow your pride. If I have faith, you need to borrow, for no one can fill those of your needs that you won't let show. You just call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you'll understand. We all need somebody to lean on.
Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. You just call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you'll understand. We all need somebody to lean on. If there is a load you have to bear that you can't carry, I'm right up the road. I'll share your load if you just call me, call me, call me, call me, call me.
Thank you.
Robert, can I have a little bit more of the keyboard in my monitor?
So, what do you do when you need some comfort? What have you been doing to get some relief lately? I have some go-to comfort food. Tex-Mex. Even just hearing Mexican music makes me hungry for Tex-Mex. Turkey, dressing and gravy, lots of gravy, big nap. Steak and I'll start any minute, but because we're getting hungry. But steak and potatoes with sautéed mushrooms and onions. We looked for a reassuring song, a comforting song. It has nothing to do with food. I just, have to share my passion. This next one, the lyrics even say, "Everything's gonna be all right."
Sometimes it takes a rainy day just to let you know everything's gonna be alright. Alright. I've been dreaming in the sun. Won't you wake me up, someone? I need a little peace of mind. Wake me from this dream I have dreamed so many times. I need a little peace of mind. Oh, I need a little peace of mind. When you open up your life to the living, all things come spilling in on you, and you're flowing like a river, the changer and the changed. You got to spill some over, spill some over, spill some over, over on. It's an endless waterfall, filling up and spilling over, all. Filling up and spilling over. It's an endless waterfall, filling up and spilling over, all. Like the rain falling on the ground, like the rain falling all around. Sometimes it takes a rainy day just to let you know everything's gonna be alright. I know, alright. Filling up and spilling over. It's an endless waterfall, filling up and spilling over, all. Filling up and spilling over. It's an endless waterfall, filling up and spilling over, all. Filling up and spilling over. It's an endless waterfall, filling up and spilling over, all. Filling up and spilling over. It's an endless waterfall, filling up and spilling over, all.
Thank you. Thank you. So after this next song, we're going to have a 15-minute intermission so you can stretch your legs and do other things too. We have some CDs for sale if you're looking for some calming music for the holidays when you're together with your family. Some people need that. When our band realized that tonight's concert was happening 11 days after a very fraught national election, we decided to learn this song. We hope it will give those of us who are deeply disappointed with the outcome a little comic relief. And we picked our sassiest singer to lay it on. Lay it on, Chris.
1, 2, 3, 4. When I wake up in the afternoon, which it pleases me to do, don't nobody bring me no bad news. 'Cause I wake up already negative and I've wired up my fuse. So don't nobody bring me no bad news. If we're gonna be buddies, we gotta bone up on the rules. 'Cause don't nobody bring me no bad news. You can be my best of friends as opposed to paying dues, but don't nobody bring me
No bad news.
well, no bad news.
No bad news.
No bad news.
No bad news.
Don't nobody bring me no bad news.
No bad news.
It'll make you an awful child that you cannot refuse. So don't nobody bring me.
No bad news.
When you're talking to me, don't be crying the blues. Don't nobody bring me no bad news.
No bad news.
You can verbalize, vocalize, but just bring me the clues. Don't nobody bring me
No bad news.
Bring some message in your head or in something you can't lose. But don't nobody bring me no bad news.
No bad news.
If you're gonna bring me something I can use. But don't nobody bring me
No bad news.
well, no bad news.
No bad news.
No bad news.
No bad news. Don't you bring
me no
me
bad news.
no bad news.
I'll make you an offer, child, that you cannot refuse. But don't nobody bring me
No bad news.
Don't nobody bring me
No bad news.
If you're gonna bring me something I can use. But
Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I heard of once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dared to dream really do come true.
Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops way above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me.
Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly, birds fly over the rainbow. Why, then oh why can't I?
Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops way above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me.
Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly, birds fly over the rainbow. Why, then oh why can't I? If happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, why oh why can't I? Thank you. Well, probably people who know me know that I have always liked to go fast, except in a car. I don't like going fast in a car. As a little kid, I would run around like a very lively puppy to whatever the next task was. I figure I was born this way. Since I was the oldest child, when I was 12, I became responsible for my other three siblings, along with the household duties when my mother decided to go to work to help support the family. Mom would give me cash to walk to Rosa's 5 and dime store to buy my 3 pairs of shorts and 3 summer shirts for myself for the summer. I was to give her the change when she came home after work. There was a drugstore next door to the department store. You know where this is leading. One time I took the change and I bought myself a chocolate milkshake. It was a very brazen thing to do. I did not confess, but I felt guilty and I still do. As I grew into adulthood, I still enjoyed multitasking with lots of balls in the air. That served me well later while I was building my own company. Probably the greatest skill needed for a good general contractor is to be a good multitasker, good at babysitting subs, and along with marriage counseling for the clients. My early morning running buddy years ago would tolerate my joyful state of mind when we would meet very early in the morning at our designated starting point until one day she asked me through gritted teeth to please tone down the happiness until after our run and she had had her morning coffee. Now that I'm retired, I have slowed down. Yes, I repeat, I have slowed down. But I was born to run.
You sure? One, two, 3, 4.
Perfect. Well, I never did crawl and I never did toe the line. No man is master to me, I ain't that kind. I just put on my traveling shoes. If you want to win, you just can't lose the time or stay behind. Well, I was born to run, to get ahead of the rest. And all that I wanted was to be the best, just to feel free and be someone. I was born to be fast, I was born to run. Well, I take my chances, sometimes I've made mistakes, but you don't get nothing unless you take the breaks. Living dangerous with dynamite makes me feel nervous, but it makes me feel alright. Makes me feel alright. Well, I was born to run, to get ahead of the rest. And all that I wanted was to be the best, just to feel free and be someone. I was born to be fast, I was born to run. Nobody's gonna make me do the things their way. By the time they figure it out, it's yesterday. Well, it comes to she who waits, I'm told, but I don't need it when I'm old and gray. Yeah, I want it today. Well, I was born to run, to get ahead of the rest. And all that I wanted was to be the best, just to feel free and be someone. I was born to be fast, I was born to run. Thank you. Thank you.
So I've been wondering why wolves and coyotes and dogs howl at the moon. I think they do, don't they? I mean, or do they just howl any old time? In the spirit of lifelong learning, yay! Thank you, lifelong learning. I have a tip to help you figure out whether a moon is waxing or waning, where it's getting bigger or littler. Do you know this trick? If you don't have to know anything about it, you don't have to know it yesterday or last week or next week or anything. I learned this from a dystopian novel. I love dystopian novels, and I can't remember which one it was, but if you're ever in a dystopian situation and you need to know which is the moon is waxing or waning, here's the deal. I sounded like Biden, didn't it? Here's the deal. If you can cup the moon in your right hand. And most people are right-handed, so I think of that as the stronger hand, then it's waxing. If you can cup it in your left hand, it's a waning moon. Did you know that? You're welcome. And, and so just, you might have seen the moon tonight. Last night was a full moon, and it happened to be a supermoon, and it was the beaver moon. I did not make that up. It was a beaver moon. I couldn't tell you what that means. Wolves and coyotes and dogs. Oh my.
If I were maybe a wolf.
Oh, sorry. Here's how it goes.
If I were maybe a wolf or a dog, I wouldn't have to speak, I wouldn't have to talk. Just eat my dinner and go for a walk and howl at the moon. And if I were laying there just like you, all curled up the way dogs do, I'd dream that you're dreaming too, and howl at the moon. Howl at the moon. Howl at the moon. And if I could carry your black and white, sleep so sound, wake so nice, I'd keep real close to my own advice and howl at the moon. Oh, you know something I don't know. You go places I can't go. You lift your head when the breezes blow to voices older than time. I'll keep you close, oh I like you near. I'll touch your head and pull your ear and watch you resting while I sit here and howl at the moon. Howl at the moon. Howl at the moon. I'll keep you close, oh I like you near. I'll touch your head and pull your ear and watch you resting while I sit here and howl at the moon. Howl at the moon. I'll watch you resting while I sit here and howl at the moon.
Thank you. Yeah, I love that song.
So, we have another sassy song for Chris. You know, she gets all of those. But I get to introduce this one. This is called Don't Get Above Your Raisin. And does anybody know what that means? If you raise your hand, don't get above your raisin. Have you heard that? If you're from Alabama, I know you know this, right? Those Alabama girls here know that. So it means, you know, kind of stepping out of where you came from to another level of genteelness and finance and whatever else you can come up with. Class, it's all about class. So since I originally came from North Carolina farm country, I know what that means. I was the first in my family to go to college, and in order to get above my raising, I had to learn a few things right off the bat when I got to college. Number one, in the cafeteria, don't call cream of wheat grits. I had never heard of cream of wheat. I just put butter and salt on it. It tasted good. Of course, in California, grits is called polenta. But I know secretly, polenta is really just grits trying to get above its raising. And number two, I had to learn not to laugh out loud when I saw parsley listed as part of the menu. Some people actually eat parsley. When I met Ann 45 years ago, I needed a lot more training. She's been very patient with me over the years. The best example is when we were at a bed and breakfast and we were served a soft-boiled egg in an egg cup. I had never seen an egg cup, and I certainly did not know how to tackle an egg perched on an egg cup. So we were seated with other guests that we didn't know in a bed and breakfast, and we were at the table. I did not want to embarrass Ann. She saw the look of panic in my eyes. She immediately lifted her knife with dramatic exaggeration and took that thing and cut the top off, lifted it and put it on her plate and just smiled. So I did the same thing. I went, psh. And no one even knew that I didn't know how to eat a soft-boiled egg in an egg cup. I think someone should write a follow-up song about this issue to what you need to learn if you want to get above your raising. Sing it, Chris.
1, 2, 3. Well, I got a guy that's sweet to me. He just ain't what he used to be. Just a little high-headed. That's plain to see. Don't get above your raisin. Stay down on earth with me. Now look here, man, you bet I had me. I ain't forgot what you used to be when you didn't have nothing. That's plain to see. Don't get above your raisin. Stay down on earth with me. Now you don't need to hold your head so high every time you pass me by, for it don't mean nothing to me, you see. Don't get above your raisin. Stay down on earth with me. Now look at here, man, you better be yourself and leave that other stuff on the shelf. You're a country baby, that's plain to see. Don't get above your raisin. Stay down on earth with me. Now I got a guy that's sweet to me. He just ain't what he used to be. Just a little high-headed. That's plain to see. Don't get above your raisin. Stay down on earth with me. Don't get above your raisin. Stay down on earth with me.
So I assume that many people here know of the Dixie Chicks, who are now the Chicks. They are really, I think, incredible musicians. The Amazing Dixie Chicks band changed their name to just Chicks after the George Floyd's murder in 2020. They were feminists singing country music. Now that sounds like maybe those two things are a little dissonant, and of course the word Dixie symbolized the Confederacy and the old plantation South. So shortly after George Floyd was killed in 2020, even NASCAR banned the Dixie Confederate flag. So the Chicks' timing to drop the word Dixie was perfect. But 17 years earlier, in 2003, the Dixie Chicks were performing in London, and the lead singer criticized President George Bush at their concert about the Iraq War. She did not support his war and said, since he was a Texan and she was a Texan, she was ashamed of President Bush. So for speaking out, there was a punishment, of course. The Chicks were boycotted. They got death threats. Their CDs were burned in public, and they were blacklisted from country radio stations. So, in 2010, they changed their musical genre from country to top 40. And their defiant musical statement was their next album called I'm Not Ready to Make Nice. It hit number 4 on the Billboard Top 100 albums, and their another album was called Gaslighter. So I think you can safely say these talented female musicians are strong, staunch feminists. I love their music and their meaningful lyrics and their backbone, which we need more of in this country. My friends from high school married their high school boyfriends, moved into houses in the same zip codes where their parents lived, but I could never follow. No, I could never follow. I hit the highway in a pink RV with stars on the ceiling, lived like a gypsy. 6 strong hands on the steering wheel. I've been long time gone now. Maybe someday I'm gonna settle down. But I've always found my way somehow by taking the long way, taking the long way around, taking the long way, taking the long way around. I met the queen of whatever. I drank with the Irish, smoked with the hippies, moved with the shakers. I wouldn't kiss all the asses that they told me to. No, I could never follow. No, I could never follow. It's been 2 long years now since the top of the world came crashing down, and I'm getting it back on the road now, but I'm taking the long way, taking the long way around, taking the long way, taking the long way around. Oh, I just take my time, I won't lie down, and take the long way round. Well, I fought with a stranger and I met myself. I opened my mouth and I heard myself. It can get pretty lonely when you show yourself. Yes, I could have made it easier on myself, but I could never follow. No, I could never follow. Well, I never seem to do it like anybody else. Maybe someday I'm gonna settle down. If you ever wanna find me, I can still be found. Taking the long way, taking the long way around, taking the long way, Thank you.
Did you know that we have a YWCA here in Sonoma County? And did you know what their mission is? Their mission is, we are on a mission to eliminate racism and empower women. That's the whole thing. We're on a mission to eliminate racism and empower women, not your mother's YW. They operate the only 24/7 crisis hotline in our area for victims of domestic violence who need emergency shelter and other resources. And we are so lucky to have such a powerful organization with this mandate. Now, with the Sonoma County YW in mind, we kind of tinkered with one of Bob Dylan's songs, the lyrics in this song, and we hope that he wouldn't mind. He'll never know.
This everything can be replaced. This every distance is not near. So I remember every face of every man who put me here. I see my light come shining from the west down to the east. Any day now, any day now, I shall be released.
He says every woman needs protection. He says every woman must fall. But I swear I see my reflection somewhere so high above these walls. I see my light come shining from the west down to the east. Any day now, any day now, I shall be released.
Standing next to me in this lonely crowd, that man who says he's not to blame. All day long I hear him shouting so loud, crying out that he was framed. I see my light come shining from the west down to the east. Any day now, any day now, I shall be released. Any day now, any day now, I shall be released.
Thank you. So Chris, over here to my right, has been a long time folk singer and musician. She adds wonderful songs to our repertoire for the band. This song that she's going to do now illustrates one strategy of how to attract someone you really love by just hanging around until the other person feels like they can't live without you. I just want to warn you, I tried this strategy once and lost about 5 years of my life, as it really doesn't work.
And it's annoying, right?
So we offer no guarantees for anyone who tries this annoying strategy of attracting a future mate.
1, 2, 3, 4. I'm hanging around, hoping you'll get lonely. I'm hanging around, though you say we're through. You're telling me now that you'll never miss me, but I'm hanging around just in case you do. I want to be beside you every step you take. Every time you turn around, I'll be in your way. All over you like poison ivy. You'll get the itch, that's when you'll find me here to stay. Now I'm hanging around, hoping you'll get lonely. I'm hanging around, though you say we're through. You're telling me now that you'll never miss me, but I'm hanging around just in case you do. I'll be the melody that haunts your mind, stuck in your memory like a nursery rhyme. You'll take a fall like Humpty Dumpty if it takes a month of Sundays. I've got time, I'm hanging around, hoping you'll get lonely. I'm hanging around, though you say we're through. You're telling me now that you'll never miss me, but I'm hanging around just in case you do. I'm hanging around just in case you do.
Good job, Chris. And that was Deborah Knapp on accordion and piano. She's rock solid over there. And really.
So, do you remember your favorite teacher? Think back. You just adored him or her, taught you everything. Mine was my high school senior English teacher, Miss McLean. It was an advanced class, so we were reading and memorizing some Shakespeare and T.S. Eliot, and I still remember, you can do this with me, okay? Chaucer's Canterbury Tale, the opening of it. Ready? Juan that April with a shura suta, the drought of March hath pierced to the ruta, and bathed every vein in swish liqueur, of which virtue engendered is the fleur.
She's an English lit major.
We remembered other stuff like that, stuff you can use every day. We were all pretty scared of Miss McLean, because every day she'd come into the classroom, every day she'd say, I am Odysseus, son of Laertes, ruler of Ithaca, sacker of Troy. So I adored her. And by the way, when I was in school in Dallas, all Dallas schools were segregated. Anyway, so Iris and I went to my 20th high school reunion, and lo and behold, Miss McLean was there. I know. And I told her, that because of her class, freshman college English was a breeze. And then I asked her when she had retired, and she said, when the N-words came in. But she didn't say N-word, when the N-words came in. It broke my heart, So why am I telling you this story? I think because I still want to believe that good people can have blind spots, that our blind spots don't necessarily define us, that maybe Miss McLean has changed her mind. This song says, may the elders be more wise. So I have hope.
For to be hopeless would seem so strange. It dishonors those who go before us. So lift me up to the light of change.
There is a hurting in my family, and there is sorrow in my town. There is a panic all around the nation. There is wailing the whole world around. But I am open and I am willing, for to be hopeless would seem so strange. It dishonors those who go before us. So lift me up to the light of change. May the children see more clearly. May the elders be more wise. May the winds of change caress us, even though they burn our eyes. But I am open and I am willing, for to be hopeless would seem so strange. It dishonors those who go before us. So lift me up to the light of change. Give me a mighty oak to hold my confusion, and give me a desert to hold my fears. Give me a sunset to hold my wonder, and give me an ocean to hold my tears. But I am open and I am willing, for to be hopeless would seem so strange. It dishonors those who go before us. So lift me up to the light of change.
Thank you. I was raised in a 3-generation matriarchy, so I was really shocked as an adult when I discovered that this was an anomaly in America. It was very alarming to learn that the world, including our country, doesn't really work that way. So my workaround has been to create environments where women are in charge. See, like up here. We haven't had any fights. We get along really well. No wars. This includes my design-build construction company of 40 years, which Ann and I sold to our 40 employees in 2015. It's 100% employee-owned, and the current CEO is a woman, which is unusual, as you know. And every religion that I've been part of in my adult life believes in the equality of men and women as a spiritual law. And the men in those environments understand and support that belief by their actions and attitudes. And I know we have a lot of men here who are feminist, and that they know that their wife is at least equal to them. Raise your hand.
At least.
You get points. Okay. So this song was written in 2018 by Kebmo, a black folk singer who lives in Nashville. He's obviously not threatened by strong, intelligent women, and I want you to feel free to sing along on the chorus, because I do believe that things will change, maybe not in my lifetime, but soon after. It's a very simple line full of truth, so you can sing along on the chorus when we get there. way back when, in the beginning of time, man made the fire, then the wheel, went from a horse to an automobile. He said the world is mine. He took the oceans and the sky. He set the borders, built the walls. He won't stop till he owns it all. And here we are, standing on the brink of disaster. Enough is enough is enough is enough. I know the answer. Put a woman in charge.
Put a woman in
Put a
charge.
woman in charge.
Put the women in charge.
Women in charge.
Put a woman in charge. Put the women in charge. The time has come. We've got to turn this world around. Call the mothers, call the daughters. We need the sisters of mercy now. She'll be a hero, not a fool. She's got the power to change the rules. She's got something men don't have. She is kind and she understands. So let the ladies do what they were born to do. Raise a vibration and make a better place for me and you. Put a woman in charge.
Put a woman in charge.
Put a woman in charge.
Woman in charge.
Put the women in charge.
Put the women in charge.
Put a woman in charge.
Woman in charge.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. We're gonna feel the magic when the girls take over. It's gonna be fantastic. We need more women in charge.
Put a woman in charge.
Put a woman in charge.
Woman in charge.
Put the women in charge. Put a woman in charge. Put a woman in charge.
Put a woman in charge.
Put a woman in charge. Put a woman in charge. Put the women in charge. Put a woman in charge. Thank you.
So I just have to say, when we asked Deb to do cajon, which and the other the percussion thing, she said, "I'm a flute player," and we said, "Would you play drums?" She said, "Yeah." So I thought that was fantastic. And I can't believe that we keep having the incredible privilege to be chosen by Lifelong Learning to bring you these songs and stories. We are Debbie Knapp on the piano and the accordion, me, Ann Benson on guitar, our fearless leader, Iris Harrell singing, and Chris Finn on bass. And of course, this time we had help from Deb Ray on flute and percussion. Thank you, Deb. And from the bottom of our hearts, we want to thank engineer Robert Lunsford and Peter, masters of sound. We hope you had as good a time as we did. And our next concert is going to be May 16th. And by then, maybe we'll even have something for you to buy in time for your Memorial Day gift giving on 8-track. Gird your loins. I get to meet here at Oakmont with a dozen or so over 75-year-old people a couple times a month, and we talk about this and that. Naturally, we start with our organ recitals, if you know what I mean. But recently, we were talking about the best times of our life, and we got to think about when the best time of our life was. Think about the best time of your life. Well, more than a few of us said that right now is the best time of our life. Especially at Oakmont, right? Yes, at this point in our lives, we lose loved ones. And the older we get, the more precious life is. And somehow it just makes life even more precious as we lose people. So right now, after all, we're still here. We'd love for you to sing along on the chorus of this. Can we get the lights up? Because the lyrics are on the back of your program. Some folks might already know this.
The Rainbow Women know this song, but there's some other people here. Yes. Thank you for coming. It's been really an honor to sing for you.
One, two, three, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1.
Yes, we can cause a lot of trouble if you send our children to fight and to die, or poison the food, or try to delude us with ads that blatantly lie. Our children have minds meant for learning. If there is a God, then God lives in them. Books are not meant for burning. What is it you feel that you must condemn? But no matter how hard you push us around, there's something around the bend. Sing along, 'cause we're still here, choosing love over fear. When the lines are drawn, we're still here. We're still here, making it perfectly clear. When the lines are drawn, we're still here.
No matter how much you try to hate us, and fear is driving a stake in your heart, as long as the stars shine bright in the sky, then love will keep doing its part. Yes, you may try to stop the music, but music has wings and flies over walls. It's there when we dance and when we romance. It's there when the dictator falls. But no matter how hard you try to push us around, there's one thing you need to recall. We're still here, choosing love over fear. When the lines are drawn, we're still here. We're still here, making it perfectly clear. When the lines are drawn, we're still here.
Sometimes we get sad and discouraged as old friends die and dreams slip from our grasp. But as much as we treasure our memories, we don't live in the past. Years bring us gray hair and wrinkles and wisdom as well, I hasten to say. With walkers and canes we are standing between young people and harm's way. And our job just got harder today. But we're still here, choosing love over fear. When the lines are drawn, we're still here. We're still here, making it perfectly clear. When the lines are drawn,
Happy Thanksgiving.